One of the biggest things that I noticed when I started my camp in 1989, the Hawk Circle Camp, was that I started this as a business, but I also started it as a vision, as a mission. And my mission was to touch kids and to provide training and experience in nature, and to basically awaken them to the power that lies inside of them. It was like a personal growth camp hidden in a wilderness camp. And I really didn't know exactly what I was doing. I had kind of like help from the health department because the guy that was working there loved what we were all about. I had help from some of my mentors, people that worked around me in other organizations, and they were really supportive. I had great staff. I had a great partner. I had people that were really invested and really loved what we were trying to do. But one of the biggest problems that I had was that every time I would get to a junction where I was unsure of what to do next or how to solve a particular problem, I really had to kind of do that on my own. And at 26 or 27 or 30 or whatever age I was as I grew, I found that I was struggling, and I would wrestle with these questions. And the weight and responsibility of solving those questions was really heavy on me. I took it so seriously, this summer camp and this creating this place where people could come and really connect to nature and connect to themselves and connect to each other, to create this wonderful community. And so I just kept getting stuck at times and then, struggling and trying to figure it out. And I didn't ever really have anyone until later, people who could then start to kind of give me help to translate what it is I was trying to do into solutions that would work for me. So one of the big impediments for me was that in my mind, I saw my work as a vision, as a spiritual endeavor that basically most people wouldn't understand. That's kind of how do I want to say this? That's kind of the lineage that I come from. Like Tom Brown, he has a school and he doesn't generally ask for a lot of help because he pretty much does his thing his way. And so he kind of has this like, well, what I'm doing is really spiritual, so a lot of people don't know what that is. Therefore, I don't want to run it like a business. I don't really want to hear that advice. So I kind of pushed away a lot of business people's advice, or just even, I just didn't even approach people who could have probably helped me a long time ago. And I kind of just didn't really ask for help because I didn't know that they could actually help me. I kept thinking that it was like kind of come from a spiritual source, that I was going to have a dream or I was going to have something that would just suddenly happen. And I mean, it was complicated. And so one of the reasons why I put this program together, the Polaris project, is that I wanted to create a way for people who have a spiritual vision, mission, or business. I call it the BMV, the business, vision, or mission. If you've got one of those and you're struggling or you're trying to achieve certain goals, or you want to know what goals you should be doing, or you want to know what's even possible, or you want to get an idea of, where, maybe you're getting kind of bored or stale, or you're struggling with something and you want to make a shift and you want to really grow. I've put this program together to help you clarify what your path is and what you're trying to do. And then I want to clarify in the program, who are you working with? Who's your ideal target person? And then the third step of it is really about getting to figure out what are you delivering and how are you engaging with people that you're going to deliver that program. So it's not necessarily though for people that run a wilderness school. It's really for anyone who wants to do a nature-based or visionary-based vision or mission. So I've got people in the group who are into organic farming. I've got people in the group who have natural business, like a natural clay and plaster earth-based building program. I've got people that are artists. I've got people who are craftspeople. It's not just that, some people are like into herbal salves and wilderness, that kind of stuff. So it's really not, it's not just that you have to be, say a tracker or you have to be working with kids. It can be really anyone. And what I'm working on with some of them are saying like, hey, their big goal is, I want to make, $10,000 or $15,000 extra this year so that I can pay my staff a better living wage. Other people are coming in and they're saying, hey, I really want to quit my day job that I really am getting tired of, and I'd like to do this full time. How can I do that? What's a strategy that I could use in the next 9 months to get me there in the next 6 months, the next 3 months? What would I need to do to reach more kids? Maybe you're only reaching 30 kids and you want to reach more. Maybe you're trying to figure out, like, should you kind of change up your model instead of using this one model you've been using? Are there alternative models that can be really successful for you? So that's what the program does in a nutshell, is it takes you through that. But the best part about it is that it's really about a mentored and coaching type program relationship that I develop with everyone. It's not really about, this isn't a workshop about, how to do it. This is where we're actually going to do it. And then the probably the biggest value that you have in this program is that as you go through this stuff, as you go through getting clear on your vision and what you want to do, what your goals are, and as you get clear on who your ideal client is, and then what program or what experience you want to deliver or share, and then how you engage. At any one of those steps, you can get stuck. And you can get stuck and go, okay, well, I'm stuck here. I don't know. I like kids and I also like adults. What should I do? Or, well, I don't know what program I want to do. I love tracking and I love, tide pooling or something. Or I really love hunting. Or I really love, I love making herbal salve and I like growing mushrooms. Like, you kind of like can get stuck right there. And if you get stuck, then you're kind of like going, okay, I don't know what to do. And oftentimes we kind of freeze when we get stuck. And we get paralyzed by that. And then all of a sudden, a month goes by, 3 months go by, and we don't move. So that's the beauty of a coach, is that, in an active mentoring relationship, is that that's what I'm specialized in doing, is helping you move through those areas where you feel like you're stuck, getting through that quickly so you can get back on track, so that you can then put your energy not into avoiding that crappy feeling of being stuck, and put that energy into getting really excited because you're not stuck and you're moving on to the next thing. And basically helping you to achieve your goal based on your activity. Anyone can have a vision. Anyone can have, this like fantastic insight and go, oh my God, I see it now. We must get all the kids connected to nature. Like, anyone can have that. You can have that in 5 minutes. You can go sit out in the woods for 20 years and then have it. You can have it anytime you want. But if that's your vision, the next phase is, what are you going to do to make it happen? And it's not enough to just go, well, that's my vision, and so everyone should just all get into nature because that's my vision. Like, that's not realistic. You have to then figure out what role are you going to take to make that happen? And that's what I like to do, is to say, all right, well, what could you do? I talked to somebody not too long ago about, he was feeling kind of powerless. And he's like, well, I'm a college kid. What can I do? And he was talking about the bees and the problem with the bees. And I just I talked with him for maybe 15 minutes. And I said, here's like 12 or 15 things that you could do to support the bees, still on part-time, just helping to build awareness, helping to get people engaged. It was so many things that I listed. There were possibilities, and he was just like, wow, I never realized that I could do any of those things. And it just kind of blew his mind. And I was like, dude, man, get out there, take care of business, go do something. If you really care about them, don't sit around and complain that nobody else is taking care of it. You take care of it. Lead by example. And I don't know if he actually did anything, unfortunately. Life happens. And, oftentimes when you're a college student, you're really kind of a little bit too young because you're kind of trying on things like, am I an activist or whatever? But who's really ideal for this program are people that have an actual stake in it. Like, in other words, if you have land and you really want to build a house on the land, you have a stake in it. If you have a family with kids, you're like, oh man, I need to be able to be around with my kids. So I have a stake in getting my job and my vision right, so that I can then spend more time with my kids outdoors and doing what I love. I'm really unhappy right now. I don't want that unhappiness and that stress to go out on my family. If you run a business already that's a nature business and you're struggling and you're feeling that stress, then you're already in it, you're dedicated. And what I'm trying to do is to again then support you to get whatever problem you have and get it solved as quick as we can, so that you can really be there for your family and for your community in a way where, I mean, I'll be the first to admit, when you are really stressed out through finances or through just struggling to get staff or whatever the problems are, it takes a toll on you. It takes a toll on you personally, on your health, and you kind of start to become someone who you don't really want to be. And that happened to me, and I know it's something that I'm so grateful every day that I started working with coaches who could basically say, "Hey, that's not you, Ricardo. Like, let's get you where you need to be." So to me, it would be a real honor. I'm only taking 10 clients for this. And so you don't have to be just one person. It could be your organization. I've got a few people that have a group that are doing it as a group. I've got some people doing it individually. I've got people coming as partners. So, but it's really for somebody who really wants to set goals and actually achieve those goals. And so if you're someone that goes, "Oh yeah, I really have a dream, and then I'm going to just like hang out in my mom's basement for the next 5 years and not do anything," then this probably isn't the right program for you, because you are going to have to invest and you're going to have to be energized. So if you're someone that is, kind of feeling like you're ready to do something and you just don't know quite what it is, this could be really awesome. It's not a very big investment. I'm screening every person who wants to take this. I only have about 5 spots left right now. So if you're interested in taking this program, you've got to go if you look on this video and you look at there's a website right below in the description of the video on YouTube. You can click on that, click on it, and then send me a message. Send me, schedule a time with me to try to talk with you, because I really like to screen and make sure that this is going to be the right fit for you. I would love to talk to you about it. It's the exciting thing about this is that I know that every single person that goes through this is going to achieve some really powerful results, and I'm excited not only for the individuals who are doing it, but also for their community and their families, because everybody loves success, and honestly, that's what I'm about, is about getting results. This isn't where I just share some information and say good luck. It involves private calls with me. It involves group training. You're going to get individual trainings. Everything is recorded so you can listen to it again and again. There's worksheets to guide you through the material and through the process. And you get a private Facebook group, so you have a really strong community, because every coach I know out there right now says the same thing, that you don't usually get, if you want to grow from where you're at to get to a new place where you really either are more effective, more successful in achieving that, you really need a team. You need like a community. You need a network, because it's really important that you share your wins and that you share, what you're doing right, and you're sharing when things aren't working out. You've got people that got your back. I mean, my coaching program, if I am having trouble with my email, there are people there that will write back within minutes and to say, "Hey, try this, try this." If I have trouble with my program and in my plans, I can talk to my coach, and my coach will say, "Hey, turn that around, do this, don't do that, but do this." It's really amazing how much faster you move when you actually have a community of people that are encouraging you and are super positive. And, sometimes when you're struggling and you're trying to figure out how to do things, you can hear somebody going like, "Oh, I don't get paid enough," or, "Hey, how come you didn't do this?" Or, you can get stressed out really easily, because when you're at the top, when you're running your own organization, you hear everything. And basically, what do they say? Like, crap flows uphill, and you're basically responsible. So, when something doesn't get done, it's usually because I didn't do it. And then that impacts other people, and then they let me know. And so you can end up sometimes feeling like, man, I'm just, struggling. And at the same time, I don't really know, am I doing anything right? It just feels like everyone's upset or they're stressed or whatever. And so what's really helpful is when you have a team of people that aren't really connected to you like that. And what they see is how awesome you are. And they see how what you're trying to do, and they see where you're getting stuck. And then they can then kind of go, "Hey, you know what? I'm kind of noticing this and this. Let me help you. Hey, let's jump on a call and just talk you through it," or whatever. And so it's really, really awesome to, to have that team. And I can't underestimate, I can't like understate or overstate it more. That's the right word I'm looking for. I can't really overstate it because it's just so important. It's like key to everything. So anyway, like I said, it's a 3-month program. Get on the video and then look in that description and click on that and send me a message, book a time with me, and we'll see if this program will be right for you. Thanks.